We'll just say, kind of, so it's gone past. I think everybody's here, so we are recording it, and we'll put this on the STACS Connected, just so that other people at a later point can view it. So just to say, officially welcome you all to our STACS meeting here to look at Oracle Academy, and I'm just here to say hello, folks, and let's introduce Debbie, who's worked with Oracle Academy for a long time, and she'll, I don't know, maybe tell you her great story about how she got started with it, and it'll make you all jealous. Debbie?
So yeah, it does. It's a terrible story. I got to go and train with Oracle Academy. It's an intensive course, and it's 9 weeks you do here, and then 9 weeks you do at the academy. And at that time, the academy was unfortunately in LA, and I got an all expenses trip to LA. I got to go to the premiere of Miami Vice. I was on the red carpet. There was a whole massive stories. It was fantastic. But so yeah, it's a lot of training, and it's really good training. And we ran it successfully as part of information systems for I think about 5 years, maybe 6 years, advanced higher. We even took pupils in 5th year straight to the advanced, and we ran it alongside Oracle Academy. We did that very successfully for a couple of years. So we like it. If I'm being absolutely honest with you, please do me a wee favour. There's only at the minute 4 or 5 of us in here. If you need to talk to me, please just talk. Right, I'll share my screen just now. So if I just go in. Right, so the website we have here, and it's the academy.oracle.com, and it will bring you over. When you come here, there is sign in, which I've done elsewhere, but if you come down, you've got your select your role, institutes and educators, and you've got a join now. But if I click on it and then scroll down, you will see that it's free. You can join it. I don't have an account, but what you have is your PDF to download, and that will talk you through exactly how to go about doing the registration. So it is relatively straightforward. And how you go about doing that. When you have got an account, you've got a wee sign in, and you come over, sign into the member account, and that there gets you logged in. So if I click on it, I think I'm still logged in. And here we go here. Now this is the academy. This is separate to the actual Application Express, where you do all the SQL stuff. This is where all your resources are. This is where you can sign the students up, and they can go through the academy and get Oracle accreditation if they want. You can also do that and get your Oracle accreditation. I've got a Prometric in SQL, and I've also got a Prometric in their PLSQL, which is programming behind it. And you get money off doing that. So course catalogue, this is fabulous. You've got access to this once you become a member. Oh, sorry, and if you look underneath, here are all the different training sessions that are going on that you can go and join, and you would always be looking for Willie McCrea, because Willie is the Scottish in charge of the education bit for Scotland, I believe he is now. So if you go in there, he can answer any questions, and he can talk you through how to use it. So coming up, course catalogue, this is fabulous. This is my go-to. So if we click on it, and this is all of the courses that you can do within Oracle. So you've got the database, and you've also got the Java courses if you wanted to look at the Java stuff. So we click in the English, scroll down, and say, I want all the database courses. So inside here, we have database with SQL. We also have this database English, you've got database foundations. If I click on the database English, and from inside here, you've got download the course content. And if I go into that and I click on it, I can see that what resources are inside this topic. So there are materials on, there's your entities, attributes, instances. You've got ERDs, modeling, all your basics coming down. You have, if I keep going, resolving your many-to-many relationships. We don't do normalization anymore, thankfully. Coming down though, you do have moving on to your primary keys, your foreign keys, all of that. And if I click back, all I do to access those resources and say I'm going to teach 1 to 25, I click download and ask it to download it all for me. Those are all completely free of charge. And you can go in and you can pull out any of those resources that you like. There is, I think it's 90 hours of resources in there between the Foundations course and the other SQL course. So if I was to jump back, go back one, and this time I said, again, I want English, and I'm coming down and I want my database. This time, if I go into my database with SQL, and again, here's my course content, and it's the same thing. I'm teaching up to 50 pupils. I can go in and get that. Download my course content. Inside here, you've got, there's your select your where, order by, single row functions, there's joins. Obviously, we only do the equi-join. Coming under, there's your group functions. And if you're going up to higher, you've got your having in here as well, all your group bys, your subqueries. The entire course up to advanced higher is in here. There's your exists, there's your not exists, in, any, everything's in there. And like I said, there's materials in there that you can get. There are SQL files you can get, and there are tasks you've got, there's PowerPoints you've got, everything is right there. So I pull bits and bobs out of this for the students to do. So that's actual where materials are, that's where the academy course is for people to work through. Is everybody okay with that? Any questions?
Yeah.
Yep.
It looks really good. I've got a kind of a very specific issue,
Yes.
which is that this year I'm asked to teach admin, so with the business course.
There's not a business course in here, but when I go to the Apex, I will show you where you can do it. And I'm going to be honest with you, Nicole, and I'm going to say that I don't think it's the right solution.
Oh,
right?
no.
But I will show you it, and I'll show you that you can actually do it. If that, right?
It's just because the class is going to have to do it on Chromebooks. Like it gets that. It's not just it's business, but it's also they have to do it on a Chromebook.
Yes.
But as long as I have an interface where they can, it's an S3 though, it's not advanced, which means as long as they can put in some records and edit some records, then I'm kind of happy. Anyway,
Like, Teresa, I'll show you that right now. So when you join all this, you then go in and say, this is how many students I've got that are going to do it, and you apply for Apex accounts. It just stands for Application Express.
Okay.
When you get your Apex accounts, it will send you through how many accounts you ask for, and it will give you passwords and everything. And you just go to, I'll give you a link, and mine's theacademy2.oracle.com, and I'll log in here. And you can see, in terms of GDPR, This is my username down here, GB_A669_SQL_TO1. My students are all SO1, SO2, SO3, SO4. So it is completely, it will pass a DPIA.
Okay, so because you don't give them the names, the actual names of the students.
That's right. The pupils have this here. And what they've changed, which is fantastic, is when they set up the accounts for the students, they give them all the teacher's email address. So when they forget their password, they can just go, forgot my password, and it will come to you. So it doesn't even store their email addresses either.
Lovely.
Which is fabby. So this is the interface. I've just logged on to this. This is what it opens up and looks like. Now, I say to the guys, this is real. This is what real Oracle programmers use. So we will use something like 0.05% of it. Inside the SQL workshop, we use browser, commands, and scripts. So scripts is where, see the file that's came from SQA, the file that we upload all the resources up from, or sorry, when we get our SQL for our coursework, this is where we upload it into here.
Okay.
Let me just go back in. So up into the workshop and into the scripts. So you can see, when we go in here, you can see there's the 2023 coursework. And if I go in and edit that, no doubt you'll all recognise the higher coursework. There's the gnomes. And I've just uploaded that. Sorry, I would have put that into ChatGPT and asked it to convert it over into Oracle SQL. ChatGPT will do that for you.
All right. Is Oracle SQL very much different from?
No.
No, yeah.
It's very small. There's small differences.
Right.
So if we go over to SQL commands, which is where you type in, the pupils type in all their commands. If I do select asterisk from, I know that I've got a table in here called employees because this is one of the Oracle ones.
Yeah.
And then I just click run.
You get the result.
And there it is. So a wee difference would be where last name equals and king. It's I think is access inverted commas, whereas that's apostrophes. You know, it's little things like that. There's nothing. The statements are still the same. It's still select from where. That hasn't changed at all.
Looks good to me.
And then you've just like your order by first name. But there's only one of them, obviously. But it's all exactly the same.
But then, is the object browser? Does that? Yeah.
So
what?
So that's all inside there. Oh, sorry, the object browser is when you have to take pictures and evidence. So if I go into books, you can see there's my table. Basically, it's my data dictionary and my constraints. If I click on constraints, if they've had to add in, I don't know if I've got any primary keys in here. If they had to add in primary keys or anything, that's where you would take the screenshot to show that you've got your primary key added. Right? So just a couple of places that they have to work between, but they don't struggle with it. They do find it pretty straightforward.
So can I see here in the object browser, if you click on a table, can you just see what's inside?
So if I click in the table, and so I've went into book there. So if I click on customer, and you can see the design of it, the data. There's the data. If I click on it, and there's all my data inside there.
Yeah, and is there a way to insert a record from the UI, not with using SQL? So
from here, you've got insert row.
Oh yeah, okay.
And you can add in your data into here.
Lovely. And then you can edit the data from the data view.
And if I go back to, sorry, I went and clicked out that. If I go back to that customer, and if I go back in and go to the data, there's your edit down here.
And I can delete as well.
And if I go into this, there's my delete up top.
When I edit, I can delete. Okay.
Yes. Now, the bit that makes it a bit more like...
Sorry, can I ask you just one last question before I let you move on? I'm so sorry.
Absolutely. No, this is what it's for. Just keep stopping me.
Oh, thank you. And can I like print the data that's on, like, can I get a PDF, say, of that data that's in the table?
Right. So this is the bit that it's difficult for you to print straight from Oracle.
I see.
Right. You also won't be able to do, so I spoke to the guy now about that does admin. So things that you're going to struggle with are, if I want to come back and I want to find, I'm trying to, I came in the other day and I found it and now I can't think where it is. Brendan, whereabouts is the query builder? Not the query builder. Do you remember? If I go into
Query builder, yeah, because I looked at that. So if you come back out, it's not in applicant. So it's in workshop. It's definitely in workshop.
Definitely workshop, isn't it? If I go into workshop.
Utilities.
Thank you. Query builder. I was the same. I was in it the other day. So this is the bit that looks like access.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I want to do, if I go to departments.
Yeah.
It's just take the wee bit of time for it to appear.
It's appearing.
It's appearing. Sorry.
It's all right. No worries.
I'll have no expenses from SQA at the weekend. The dogs just ate them all. So I've got my departments, and then if I come down, and again, I want my employees. So here I've got my two tables. If I want to join them, I've got my department ID inside here.
Yeah.
And I click on it. And I go up to my department ID. Come on. It's just, I think it's taking just a wee bit of time. Click here. Click here. Click here to select the column to join.
Is join not done, Debbie?
I can't see it. Can you see it?
I can see a faint line. Is that not? I think that's a join.
I can't see the line. I can't see the line in my screen. Right, thank you.
I can see a line. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And then if I say I want the first name and the last name, and I want the department that they worked in.
Yeah.
And then you get down here, and what am I sorting by? So I'm going to sort by department first, and then I'll sort by last name second, and I want the last name in descending order. Go in, there's my results.
Yeah.
There's if I go in, if I go in here,
the SQL is really nice.
I need the SQL for you.
Yeah.
This is the bit that really looks like access, I think, when you've got to do your queries. So you would be doing the adding to the data, you'd be doing that inside the SQL workshop, inside the object browser, and then you would be coming in here, utilities, and into the query builder.
Yeah, thank you. That's much appreciated. I think that actually does solve my problem because it's an S3 class. Then they can see more. I can just give them a bit of a taste.
Yes.
And then they can, if they do choose the National 5 admin, then they're going to be on an actual computer, and then we can go to Access or do something a bit more.
When it comes to your like the National 5 coursework and things for admin, but you're saying you're not looking at that, it does become tricky because you can't do mail merges. Now I know you can export the data, and you can put it download it as a CSV file and then run it from your spreadsheet.
Yeah.
to do a mail merge from there, but you wouldn't be able to run it directly from
the database, from the
database. Yes, but I
No.
do know there's a get around.
No, yes, no, but that's fine because it's the national files are happily in the computer lab. It's this, we've got a bigger S3 class and they don't fit more than 20. So that's where the problem comes. But also I was also looking at it because there's also another teacher in my authority that has that problem, but for computing. So it looks like for SQL, like I'm gonna tell him about the SQL side of this.
Yeah, I feel quite strongly, Nicole, and that's probably working under Brendan. We were very opinionated on this one, weren't we, Brendan? The access is for business and access is for people who are in offices, and it's computing science we're teaching. And I prefer using Oracle for that matter, because then you're using, industry standard computing science software.
No, yeah, I absolutely love this. It's looking really good. I am just stuck with this class who they never chose to do computing, and I can't. It's not fair that I get to throw at them SQL when they're not.
Yes, bless them.
And yeah, exactly. But yes, it's looking really good from the. And I agree with you. There's people out there that are using this, and it's quite useful.
Yeah. Yes. And it's. I mean, I don't find it difficult to move between, my children don't find it difficult, the SQL commands and going to the scripts in the browser. Those are the kind of things that if you look at the documentation, when the children have to do the printouts for their coursework, we are allowed to help them with printouts. So if they can't remember where to go to get the printout, we are allowed to go and help them to remind them. So
yeah.
But it's gonna be not many. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does anybody else get any questions about it, or is there anything you can think of that you'd like to see in it that I can show? Brendan, can you think of anything else?
I guess that you can save queries.
Oh yes.
Views are really nice. I think views are a great thing. You can construct stuff in the UI kind of thing, and then look at the code, and then edit your code. So I think things like that let you scaffold the stuff for the kids. You can show them baby steps. Yeah.
Brendan says the saved SQL, so the pupils all you just hit the save button, and all of their SQL, they can go back and they can have a wee look at it all. And there's the wee insert. Because it's not as easy to print out, the way I use it is if I go into my Launchpad, if I go into my Teams, I can show you how I I just get them to upload things into Teams. Come on. So, and I know that people will be doing this. I don't know why. I'm like, I'll show you how I do this. To me, this makes sense in my head, and it helps me. All I do is inside the notebook is I make a template, distribute the page, so I can go in, and if I go into a pupil, and I just get them to have I gone in to upload. So there's the question, and there she's uploading all of the code into here, and then I can go in easily and mark it. And I like that. And obviously you could do that if you're using Access or anything else, but that's how I use it to get when I'm wanting to get access to their work. Dead easy to do.
So the kids just post the code onto OneNote, and that's how you mark the work.
Yep, and they give me screenshots of it as well.
So they just get assigned the classes, or sorry, the units of work that there are, and they put their screenshot into OneNote. Do they put a print screen as well of or just the code itself?
When it's SQL, I just get them to put the code because I can check it really quickly. When it's I don't know if Icy's done any programming yet. She's just joined the class. If it's the code, I get them to post their code in, and I'm not sure. I can't see. We've just started coding. Post their code in, and I get them to give me screenshots as well. Okay. When it's code, and I get them to do errors so that they're starting to practice for advanced hire. Because we know that's the bits in advance that they struggle with as their ongoing testing. But yeah, that's how I can get access to it, because it was nice when it was in Replit. We could all just easily go into the pupils, their team, and we could go through and we could check all, and it was all in one place. That's the biggest thing about losing Replit, is the things aren't in the one place now for me to go and check their work. So that's how I get around that. I use the OneNote to do that.
Yeah,
but
Replit's a huge miss, isn't it?
Yes, but in some ways, I'm glad I'm back at Oracle. Leaving Oracle for a year was I found that a wee bit difficult, if I'm honest with you. But I love it. I do.
Debbie, can't you, as a teacher, you can log in to see the kids' work in Oracle? You can actually look at their workspace. You
can, but Brendan, see, because you have to go and log into them individually. It can be a little bit of a pain in the backside. So if a pupil has got the code SO1, I then can go in as them as GB _ A669 _ SQL _ SO1 _ admin. And then I log in as me as the admin, and I can go in and see the work they've done. I can only see it if they've saved it. If they've forgotten to save it, then I can't see it. So it's a good idea to have somewhere, whether it's if you're Google School, if it's in Google Classroom, or if you do it through assignments, just somewhere that you can get them to keep the work so you can check it.
No, really good, really good.
Honestly, David, I like it. I like it a lot, especially like all the resources back here. Whenever, like when they brought in Having and they brought in Exists to the advanced hire, it was like I was quite cocky. I was like, I know where to go to get those resources. I know where they are. So yep, everything you could possibly want to pull out and just to do, and I would strongly advise people or just recommend going and doing the course. See if you want to be really good at your databases, go and actually work through the academy yourself, because it's a lot of professional learning. It'll tick you off, I think, for about 3 years, but you will honestly, you'll be so competent at your databases.
Debbie, Michelle's asking, and I can't remember this, can you can't live code with the pupils, but if you sign into a pupil's account, can you kind of like help them fix their code? If they've broken their code, can you edit their code?
I've not tried it, Michelle. I've honestly not tried it. I should actually give that a wee try and see if you can do it. Yeah, that's not something I've attempted to do.
And the other thing I can't remember just now is like, is there a history of their files at all? I can't remember that either. Can you kind of like, if they've got a script, can you go back in time with a script? I can't remember if you're allowed to do that or not.
If we go into the scripts, all of your scripts are in here, and while you can't necessarily go back in time, if I was in editing this this one, put something over the top. It's a matter of just getting them to change the script names, even like script 1, script 2, script 3, and trying to get them to do that. But no, they don't. There's nothing I can.
Yes, like if somebody deleted a script, that's it gone.
Yes. Yes, they need to. Don't drop. Don't drop. I mean, there must. There's rollbacks if the data's gone, but you know, I think that potentially is not a part of the problem, but because it's industry. If someone made if someone made a mistake like that, they would just go in and do the rollback feature that's there that you have within SQL. So yeah. Anyone else?
I guess on the rollback thing, is there any button that makes you do a backup of the database? Because
the database is all saved. It's saved in it's Oracle servers they're on, Nicole. They ain't going to go down.
No, but what I mean to say is the previous situation, if you can do a backup, if you can tell the kids to do a backup before they run a script, even if they do a script that destroys everything, they can still get it back to the backup.
No, they wouldn't be able to do that. No. I've never had anyone do it, and I've been teaching it since 2006.
Good.
So I've never had that happen.
That wee plus button that we see on the screen just now on the top right, is that to create a new table with a UI?
So the little plus button. That's where Brendan was talking about. You've got views, and that's where you can do as well. You can do. You know how when at higher, when you make your table and you make your query, and then you do a query on the query. That's what you would use a view for, or I'd actually just do subqueries because they're allowed now. So yep, there's how I make my table. I can go in and
the table. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
And give it a name and then the design over there.
Yes.
And there was you click the next button, I assume, and then at some point you finalize your table.
I'll do it quickly.
Oh, thank you.
No bother. Forename, ID. And if I just there, you'll see. I mean, look as well. They're all in there. All the ones that you might need. Not null. Let's just do 2 tables, and it's varchar 2 for your
next.
Yep. And it's not null. And there it is. 15. Right. So if I go to next. And then I would just say, I've actually got videos on how to do all of this, and I'm happy for them to go up. If you want it to be an auto increment populated from a new sequence, what's my primary key on? It's the ID. Next. And then I don't have a foreign key in here. I'm just going to next all the way through now. I don't have any other constraints.
Yeah.
And they can see there's the SQL to actually create this. Create my table. And create. And there's Bob trial.
Lovely.
And then I can just go in and I can say insert row, forename. Create another.
Yeah.
So create, and there's my 2, and the auto. You saw that the auto increment worked fine.
That's great.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good.
The one thing I will say is that pupils, when they see everything, they think, "Oh my goodness, there's a lot of stuff here." But it's that whole saying to them, "No, we're not going to touch most of that. This is what you need, and this is what we're going to use."
Yeah, you need to be very explicit about this and that. But then it is similar to Access as well, where there is a lot of stuff if you want to go and take away.
Yep.
So.
And like I said, if I'm doing the database unit, I use this to teach the database unit at advanced higher, even though we have to do the MySQL for when we're doing the integration.
Right. I mean, again, I will come back and ask you about advanced higher when I have an advanced.
Hurry up and get there. We need more advanced teachers.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm on my own in the school, and I'll probably drive it on my own. So we'll see about any advanced higher. But I will certainly give it out in case.
Anybody else got a wee question?
David, Michelle's posting there. What about trying to kind of curate the videos? How much work is that? Could we? I mean, I think Tony, if Tony's back, she'll be saying, could we put it onto STACS Connected in some way? You can make little courses, kind of thing. Or,
I absolutely don't have a problem with doing that. Tony, if I I can get some videos done, absolutely, and we can get them put in somewhere. I've got the videos from a long time ago, the ones we used years ago, which did talk you through how to set it up from the beginning. They're there somewhere. I just need to find the older ones, but yeah, you can have them. And I've no issue with people giving them out to the kids for them to listen to. As long as I don't hear my own voice, I don't mind if anyone else hears it.
But certainly we found, you know, that a wide range of kids are able to do this. Like it's not just your guys that are going to end up doing higher. I mean, kids are not going to go further than N5. It might take them a few weeks to get the hang of the UI, as Debbie said, but once they do, as long as you've got some kind of resource that says, remember, this is if you've got to do like a where clause, this is what it looks like. And so when I did on the St. Kent's Google website, I gave them like sample code, like here's a typical where you can, as Debbie said, you can put it on OneNote, and then if the kids learn, right, okay, so you would have to take that, change the field names, maybe look at the conditions, but once they've got the hang of that and it guides them, tells them what to do, they're fine, you know.
And also, Brendan, I just remembered something there. Like I was teaching pupils using this see the front end that I just showed you. This here, creating the database going that way, creating the constraints going that way. Brendan wasn't. He was giving them all out code. They were all sitting over in the SQL commands, typing up the code, and a vast number of them preferred actually writing the code because it was, to them, it was quicker. They enjoyed that rather than going through the
edit code. You can copy and paste and edit code faster. You can use a user interface to do it, and of course, it's going to help them with when it comes to reading SQL and exam paper and maybe completing something. So, the more immersed they are in the language,
yes, absolutely. But yeah,
the better.
I wouldn't use anything else if I'm honest with you. I only went to Replit last year because in Replit we could put, as you all know, we could put all our lessons in with our wee floating videos, and we all had it all singing and all dancing. And that was the only reason why I went for the databases, or I would have just went there for Java.
But we found it, I know it's a very niche thing, but when we were looking at the advanced hires, was it higher advanced hire stuff, Debbie, and you and Morag were really putting SQLite through its paces. It wasn't always behaving properly. It kind of glitched a few times, didn't it?
It wasn't just that. It was SQLite is because it's the newest SQL I think that's out there at the minute. It's got a few wee cheaties, so things that you cannot do in MySQL and things that you cannot do in Oracle SQL because it's breaking the rules of it. SQLite was kind of going, oh, okay, I kind of know what you're meaning. So you were almost teaching them some bad techniques. And yes, there was a couple of times when we were trying to make sure that we're covering everything in that training. SQLite was behaving a bit different to other SQL languages. Yep. Can I help anybody else with anything? And when I say that, Nicole, I don't mean I'm stopping helping you. You know what I mean? Everybody.
Can you just go back to the start a minute when you're registering your school?
Aye.
When I had a quick look at it, it started asking for tax codes or brackets or something.
Ew.
Is that the head teacher that's supposed to fill that out? Will they need their own account?
I've not. If I go in to do this, I don't think it's going to let me because I'm already logged in.
It was because my institution didn't exist. I had to register it.
Right.
And when you go on to the next page for registering, it starts asking for your tax reason or something of that kind.
There certainly was something, and the head teacher had to fill it out. I mean, it's got to be the head of the establishment that's got to complete it. I mean, I can remember when we had our head teacher he had to fill it out, and he wanted to check it for himself, kind of thing. But and he did check it very carefully. But in the end, he was quite happy that it was all. I mean, it's Oracle. They run academies all over the world, you know, with schools and colleges and things.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You know, so it's if there's an issue with it, Iris, I think Debbie put her email address in further up the chat. So there is somebody in Scotland who would troubleshoot if there was an issue, but
so I'll just have to sign in on my name and get them to fill out register the school under my name.
I think so. I think that would be that would be best. It was Brendan that did it for me, David, and
yeah.
A long time ago. Sorry.
I don't know, David, if it's the same for you down in the borders, but I strongly suspect in my authority in Midlothian, it's not going to be even the head teacher, but I think I'm going to have to go to like the local authority to the
I've got a horrible feeling because our IT team, they don't like anything that's new at all.
Well, I can show you if you need me to. What I can do is like I do the DPIAs for my authority. So what I can do is I could look at the DPIA, all the presentation stuff, all the privacy stuff that you need, and I can get the screenshots for all of that, and I could put that together and get that put in a document to Tony and Brendan that they could put somewhere.
Oh, that would be perfect. Thank you. I can start getting the ball rolling tomorrow and see what happens and take it from there.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody though, David, because we know that they don't like it when us computing teachers talk. But no, I can, because we know that it's the privacy and what they do with the information, but I'll take screenshots of what is getting stored about the pupils, and they'll see that it's absolutely nothing that's in there. Oracle have always been very, very strict with that we absolutely don't put any personal details about children online. And I think as soon as you say that to the authority, that's when it's okay to use it. They don't have any personal information about the child at all, and the accounts are deleted every year. So they run from November to November. So I'm waiting for them to say that I have to re-register every year. So just in case teachers leave. So I'm waiting for it to tell me you have to re-register, and then as soon as I hit the re-register button, I then have to go and put in it's called a ticket to them, where I say I'm a Scottish school. We run from May till June. Can you please extend until next June? So every account gets deleted every year as well.
Okay, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
If they run from November to November and I try and get the ball rolling, can you use this in January, or is that?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes, but just that next November they'll be deleted.
Deleted. Yeah.
So there's a couple of questions there in the chat. Maybe go with the recent one first. So Tony's saying about when SQA it's your coursework and you've got to have your database ready for the kids to use, how much of an effort is it to take the code that the SQA distribute and set it up for kids on Oracle?
Nope, so what I do is I put it straight into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to convert it into Oracle. So far, just so that you know this, all of Morag Shaw's Clyde View materials have all been converted into Oracle, and all of the past papers. That was something that I've been doing this year, but I also did it last year for STACS, and I think they're in the STACS folder. I will double check that. I'm happy to convert those files, and if anyone then got in touch with me, I could get them out to you. So that maybe only one person is doing that rather than us all doing it. I don't. If we can work out how we would do that, so it's
we could set something up on either on GitHub or GitBook, so that people can find that.
Somewhere safe and secure. But no, honestly, I just get ChatGPT to do it for me, and it is so.
Another thing Michelle had asked about. People worried about the dialects of SQL. So, like for example, Oracle uses varchar, and Oracle doesn't have an integer type. It's numbers. I remember when we did it. If we put in coursework, we put in a cover letter saying, "Kids here use Oracle SQL. This is how you write it in Oracle dialect SQL," and there was never a problem. Would you know, Debbie, if it was people writing code in an exam script, how ready are the team for different dialects of SQL? I guess you must meet it at Advanced Higher.
At Advanced Higher, I get my own wall where I go and draw. Because we are together, I have a wall where I go and draw the Oracle ERD, and I would put up anything strange that can come up. I know that you're okay with National 5 because it's Wendy Reith, who she actually did the Oracle training the year before me, and the Royal High are an Oracle school, and they still teach the Oracle Academy. Mark Hay is the new principal assessor for Higher, and we can make sure that Mark Hay gets stuff put into marking schemes. I'm sure that Mark would be more than happy to do that, to make sure that everything is going out, and people who are training, who are marking, who maybe don't have the experience. As for example, one of the key things is if there's a date, the date is a bit funny if I'm what there it is. So to do a date in Oracle, you have to tell it, do the date, and here is the format that I want it to be in. If I'm honest with you, it's dates that are annoying. Absolutely, without a doubt. So that's really the main thing that you'd have to worry about. But no, we'll get in touch with Mark, and we'll make sure that Mark helps us with that. National 5 will be fine. Advanced Higher will be fine. We just need to get. But Gareth's there as well from St Kent's, and we're, like I said, we're Oracle, so he would be on top of that one too.
Yeah, and SQA at one time were, I can't remember, but Oracle was a kind of a, I can't remember the word they used, but it was like an acknowledged kind of something. There was an official
Wendy had
between Oracle and SQA that they were an approved vendor. Was it vendor qualification? So
yes.
So they've got a long history. That Oracle is not a stranger to SQA and vice versa, kind of thing. And there's and Greg as well. Greg's completely okay with that. So there really shouldn't be people shouldn't be worried that kids would be disadvantaged in any way by using Oracle SQL.
I don't believe that ours have been. We've been using it for ages. Our results are fabby. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Good. Right, I think we've picked up all the stuff that's in the chat. And I guess just to say that if people watching this as a recording, get in touch with STACS if you would like to find out more about Oracle Academy. Well, I guess what we're saying today is we will hopefully have some videos on STACS Connected platform to support people. But there is a little community of teachers up and down Scotland who have used this, including people in the SQA, to sort out any glitches or difficulties or challenges. So, get in touch. David's going to kind of check out what's happening about trying to apply just now. So, we'll pick up there if there's issues that are current with a new application. Please get in touch with us. There's a group of people now who are keen to use this in school. So you'll be in good company.
Tony just made a really good point in there about progression at universities with pupils coming back, saying how much of a big advantage doing Oracle is. The number of children who have been offered places going into second year by doing Oracle, especially the Oracle Academy. That was happening for quite a while with children. I don't know so much just now, but that was happening for quite a while. Yeah.
Do you know if it's across the board in Scotland? So regardless of East West, do universities just use Oracle now?
I think it is just specific universities that were doing that. They see it as being a massive advantage.
Yeah, I think any university that does a database course as such, and colleges certainly. I mean, when we were on the Oracle training courses, most of the people there were college folk, not school teachers. But we beat them in every quiz. I'll just say that.
You like that, didn't you? I've just completely lost the plot there. What I was going to say. Yeah, it's gone. Sorry.
Well, yeah, no, I just wanted to know if the universities that do Oracle, if they, for example, University of Edinburgh or Napier or Youthworth, do they do Oracle? Do you know? If you know, if otherwise.
I don't know. I do get them to say in there. I mean, because of what we've been told from, and this has came back to us from the pupils, because of that, I always get them to say in their personal statements, if they're going to do computing, that they learned SQL using Oracle Academy resources. Because I do still believe that it gives them an edge.
Very nice.
I mean, I think as Tony pointed out, the Oracle database course is divided into two. The first part is design, and they take you way beyond advanced higher in that. And it's a very carefully thought out design process. So analysis and design for database. And so if people, it's beyond what they would need to do in our NQ courses, but very thorough. And if they did that, and then if they did the SQL programming, as Debbie said, they should get a chance if they really wanted to. This would be kids that maybe want something on their university application form, can take the prometric test. And if they pass that, that's a lifelong Oracle certification from a major vendor kind of thing. So that's the kind of thing that would set people apart. And it would be doable for if you got a kid that's good for advanced higher, they could do. We had kids doing that. I mean, their first group of guys went and did the prometics before they left school.
So it was really funny. I had them on a Friday and we finished at 12:30 and they were the last double period. And we got, at that time, the prometrics were free. And I had said to them that if they all passed, big mistake, then I would do the prometric with them. So I'm sitting this prometric exam at the same time as the brightest people I had ever taught at the time. It was horrific. And it is hard. I think at that time, 16 of them sat it, and I think about 6 or 7 passed, which, as this is an industry standard, and you aren't taught everything in the academy, that was amazing. They did absolutely fantastic. And they all went on to uni to do computing, of course.
Okay, I think that's us just about the hour, and maybe just for the sake of it having been a recording, we've probably covered it. So, and we could just, if we just were to kind of wind up there, we would have a nice hour kind of mini video thing that people could watch and just kind of get the gist of what Oracle Academy is about. So if there's any last minute things, folks, we could maybe just stop there and to say thank you all for turning up. Thanks very much, Debbie, for doing that, and Nicole for firing all the questions. So that was good. Thanks, David, for kind of taking a bite and maybe kind of having good luck with your head teacher and getting that signed up.
Thank you very much.
David, I was going to say, and Michelle, you as well, if you're going to try and register, let's keep in touch through the messages in connecting.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
See how it goes. Yeah, I'll try and propose this thing to my head of department tomorrow. We'll see how it goes.
Nicole, if they would like for me to show them stuff or whatever to see, just get in touch.
Thank you. That is brilliant.
Not a problem.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too, David.
Yeah, everyone. Be in touch
Thank
soon.
you.
Okay.
See you soon now. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Right. I'm going to try and stop the recording. Where is it? Stop recording and stop transcribing.
Please.